Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm just making sure everything's getting together over here. Making sure we're in the right place. It looks like it's coming up. Oh, yay. Okay, perfect. Okay, hello, hello. It is Karen with Karen's Stamping Place. And today I'm going to I'm going to make a extremely cute fun fold. Okay, so this is our Glad We're Friends stamp set. It has a little corgi on it, sitting in the fan. So cute. And a white piece, so you could add anything you want in there. And I'm going to show you how to make this cute card. All right, so I'm going to point the camera down. Okay, and let's see, picture in picture. Well, look at that. Okay, so we got that going. Let me show you what you need to make this card. Now I'm going to do this card in Sweet Sorbet. I did that one in Orchid Oasis. So first of all, you're going to need a cute stamp set, and I am using the Glad We're Friends, like I said. Oh, let me show you another card I did with this set. I almost forgot. Look at this one with the kitty. Now this one's really cute. I really like it. So this one has the kitty, and then on the inside, it says, "A friend like you comes along once in 9 lives." Isn't that adorable? Okay, so we're going to use this amazing designer series paper. We have our Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Orchid Oasis, Starry Sky, and Sweet Sorbet. These are just one sheet of paper in there. This is another, so you get 4 sheets of each. Okay, really, really cute paper. Okay, I've already got my stamps mounted. We're going to use the corgi with the fan, and we're going to use the Growing Older is Mandatory, Growing Up is Optional. Happy birthday. I love that one. So the first thing you need is a piece, and I'm using thick Whisper White cardstock. So you have by 6 inches, and I'm going to cut this one down. And then you need to score it at 4 1/4. Okay, and then we're just going to fold this, and with a bone folder, we're going to give it a really good crease right there. Okay, and that way we have the card base. The next thing you need is your Sweet Sorbet cardstock, and that's going to be at 5 1/4. Okay, 5 1/4 by 4, and then we'll use the rest of it for doing some cutting. And then we need a piece at, oops, I forgot about this, 1 1/4. Am I right? 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Let me double check. I think I'm wrong. 1 1/2. Oops, I shouldn't have cut that till I checked it. Oh boy. Okay, let's try again. I think it's 1 1/2. Sorry, guys. Ooh. Okay, 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. Okay, and so we have our back piece, our inside piece now, and we have this layered piece. Okay, let me get those things out of the way. And then we're going to take this one. This is 1 1/4. And I believe this one's by 5. Hope I don't screw it up again. I don't think so. I think that's right. Okay. And then this one is 5 inches by 3 3/4. So we're going to do the 3 3/4 right there. And then the 5 inches. And this piece layers onto this piece right here. Okay. So there we go for those pieces. I'm going to put everything else out of the way and I'm going to set this aside. So we don't need the scraps and I don't want you to get confused and I don't want to get confused with the scraps. Okay, I'm going to take my trimmer and set it aside and I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine and then we'll get to stamping. But we got to get all the pieces first. Okay, so let me pull that out of the way. All right, so I still have a couple more pieces left and I'm using my big machine and I love my magnetic plate, I should say. I couldn't think of the word. I'm using the Scalloped Contours dies. They are wonderful, but I'm using the 2 biggest dies in there. So for this one, and it's okay if it goes off just a little bit because we're not really using that top part too much. We're just using the bottom half. You'll see it'll be folded under. So I just want to make sure my bottom half is really on there. Okay, I need my cutting plate and I'm going to go ahead and cut this. It's a little tight, but that's okay. Ooh, there we go. Always, never fails, pops right out. Okay, and that's what we need right there. And I'll go ahead and fuss with those little dots in a minute because I still need this. Okay, that should wipe off. Mine always seem to stick in there. Okay, so now we're going to take this next piece. And it's white, the basic white. Okay. And we're going to die cut this piece right here, which is the next size down on the Scalloped Contours dies. Okay, we're going to run that through. Okay. This scrap white over here I'm going to set aside. We do need that. I did kind of squirrel there for a moment. All right, see, we have that piece. I can set that stuff aside. Let me put my die cut machine away because we don't need that anymore. Okay. All right, let me get all these scraps here. Let me put them off to the side there. Now, some of these stayed in, but let me show you. It's so easy to just pop these guys out. No trouble at all. Okay. All right. There. So we have all our pieces. Now we're going to do a little stamping. I'm going to take our Memento Black and I'm going to ink up the corgi. I'll stamp him down here towards the bottom. Now let me tell you, this corgi is the cutest. Oh my goodness. I absolutely adore him. And I adore the fan. That is so much fun. Okay, there we go. We did it. I'm going to go ahead and clean my stamp off. Just get some of that black out. All right, there we go. Okay. Now, we're going to do some fun coloring with our blends, guys. Okay, so this is really fun. I was looking at some pictures of some corgis the other day, and I'm going to do a tricolor. So the first thing is I went through my colors of blends, And I chose number 500 in the naturals. And I'm just going to do just a little outlining of him to start. Okay, if you go over the line a little bit, that's okay because hair is not perfect on a dog. Dog hair does go over the line. Think about it. What dog has a line? Really? Okay, so I'm going to do his ears real quick, like this, and just kind of give that a minute to dry there, just so it's a little bit darker. Go around. And then once I'm done, I'm going to go back over it. I'm not using a bunch of colors, and that's okay. Remember, coloring is just not my absolute favorite, but I do it, especially on this cute little corgi because he's adorable. It's a dog my daughter's always wanted. We had one once. Unfortunately, he wandered off. So more than likely, I hate to say it, the coyotes probably got him, but it's very possible he found another home that we don't know about. This was years ago. Okay, so I'm going over those ears again. Now I'm going to go do this side. Now I'm going, really slow and gentle just to make sure that I'm doing pretty good. Now I did go outside the line. I know I told you don't stress it, and I'm really not. But we do have this wonderful blend that helps you push the color back in. Okay, so now I'm going to take some light basic black, and I'm going to just kind of like make hair on him. Because I'm creating what I consider a tricolor corgi. He's white, he's black, and he's got the tan on him. And remember, they're not perfect. So, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. I think I'm going to just do a little bit more down his rump. I just love the tricolor. Okay, and I'm going to do a little bit over here just to match. Not as much, but that does kind of match a little bit. Up here I might go a little bit more. Okay, I don't want to overdo it. Okay, up here we're going to give him just a little bit of tufts up here. Not a lot. Okay, moving along, we're going to do the fan. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the light sweet sorbet. Well, first I'm going to, but first, go through here. Just highlight what I think should be just a little bit darker with the dark sweet sorbet. This is just a lot of fun being able to do this, and I really love this fan. My dad used to have a fan like this out in his workroom, and it would make a lot of noise, but it was one of my favorite things. I don't know why, and something I remember to this day. You don't really remember objects. You remember your life with people. And I remember weird things. Yeah. Okay. I just remember that'd be the first thing he'd do. He'd walk out there and turn that silly fan on. Let's see. He also had a stool out there that we used to always just sit on when we go out and talk to him. And he'd be out there working. Things like that I do remember. But then there's other things that's like, why can't I remember that? Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and go back in and just darken some of this up just a little bit more. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back right here just a little bit. That side, I need a new one of these. That side's not working very well. Okay, let's see if I can push that back in just a little bit. It's more of a pusher, or it doesn't really lift. Okay, next I'm going to take these Pool Party, and I just use these just to go on these little ribbons. Okay. I don't know, to me it's just cold, so it needs that. Okay, well, let's see. What can we do? Let's see. Next, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment up here. And I'm also going to grab some light crumb cake that I forgot. Let's see. I used the light crumb cake for under the fan as just a little shadow because it's not grounded. It needs a little grounding to me. And then his paws and belly needed to be grounded a little bit, I think. Otherwise, he just looks like he's floating in the air. I don't want him floating in the air. Alrighty, that's enough of that. Let's do the sentiment. I'm going to wait on that just a minute. Let me show you why. Okay, we're going to start putting the card together. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my adhesive, just advance it a little bit. And I like things to stick, so I use a little bit more. Okay. So I'm going to take my adhesive and put this down, this piece. Okay. Then I'm going to adhere this piece. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Okay. Next piece. All right. There we have those two adhered. Now I'm going to adhere this onto here. And then I'm going to show you why I'm waiting on that sentiment. And it'll all make sense here in a minute. Thank you so much for joining me. All right. So up here on this side, I'm going to do it on the opposite side this time. Just to be different, I'm going to add this in, but I'm not going to glue it down yet. I'm going to look at this, and I'm going to see where I want to fold this at. Okay, so I need to bring my trimmer back in. And I'm going to take right here at that scallop that I marked. Wait, I'm going to go one more. I remember on my last one, I went 3. So let's go 3. Okay. So now I'm going to fold this over. And this is going to go on here. Okay, so now let me look at this one. And I need to go right in between on that one. So I'm just measuring it up, eyeballing it with my, oh, hi, Debbie. Yes, we did. How are you? That's right. I do remember. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead, put more adhesive on this side because I really want it to stick. And of course I went crooked till I got it where I didn't want it. Thank goodness for these erasers to take the adhesive off. Well, it is good to see you again. Not really see you, but hear from you. All right. So I'm going to adhere this on here. Scoot it over just a tad. Okay, and I'm going to use my bone folder again and just scrape this, just burnish that. And I'm going to do this one, but I forgot to stamp my sentiment. Okay, that's okay. So my sentiment is going to go right up here. Okay, I knew once I got it scored, I'd forget that. All right, let's get this inked up. Pray for no halos. Okay. And let's pray it straight. Let's pray for all the things. I always do that when I'm stamping. And of course, we got a halo. Okay, but guess what? I can fix that. Of course, we got a halo. Look, it doesn't have to be where it's at, so I can go down just a little bit more. Never, never fails. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. And I do too love the sweet sorbet. I think everybody I know really likes it. Okay. All right. So that fixed that. Maybe a little crooked, but that's okay. Nobody's going to know because it came from the heart and nobody's going to care, right? Okay, so I've got my adhesive on there. And I forgot to bring over my Tombow, my multi-purpose liquid glue. And so that's why you're seeing me use so much adhesive, because I want it to stick. And I'm seeing that red that just is going to bother me right here. So let's go back in and see if we can push it out of the way again. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Sometimes you have to let it dry. Okay, so now I need to seal this. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on here, because we don't want that flapping. That's not supposed to be flapping as well. All right, so now we're going to take all those layers, and this is where your multi-purpose glue comes in really handy, because that would really hold this card down. But again, like I said, I left it over on the other counter. So I'm not going to jump up and run and get it. So I'm just going to put a lot of adhesive on here. Okay. So now you're going to just glue this in. Make sure you get everything as straight as possible, because once this thing is laid down, I'm not lifting it back up. It is going to be down. Okay, and there you have it. Now, I did want to show you to put a piece on the inside. Okay, and look at the difference. Oh, it's so cute. I love them both. both of my corgis. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, so this piece right here, we know that it's 3 3/4 long. So I'm just going to go like 1/8 of an inch shorter. I need some writing space. And this is 2.5 inches. I don't want it huge because you don't want it to show outside. You just want it to fit nicely in here. Whew, that adhesive is sticking to me. All right. Let's see, we'll just put it right there on the inside. And then you can decorate that however you would like. And there you have it. You have another card with the corgi. And there's the other card. And then this one is with the kitty. I just love them so much. Well, Debbie, thank you for joining me. I appreciate your sweet comments. And that's all I have for you guys today. So I hope you truly enjoyed this card. I did. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. And I got to end it over here. Okay, bye-bye. And it didn't end.